everybody, in this video I'm going to be showing you about how you can set up VS Code or Visual Studio Code for web development. Okay, or I'm going to be showing you about how you can set up like development environment for web development. So let's get started. So the first step is picking a code writing application, also referred to as an IDE, a code editor, or a text editor. So you can use like Notepad++. These are the available options. You can use Notepad++, like Sublime Text, Atom, and a lot more stuff. But today I'm going to be showing you VS Code, which is my favorite text editor for web development. So I'm going to be showing you about how you can set up VS Code for web development. So let's get started. First of all, I'm going to be showing you about the basics, so like installing VS Code and stuff like that. So let's just jump right into it. So at this point, I'm guessing that you guys already have a browser installed, like Microsoft Edge, Internet Explorer, Google Chrome, Firefox, Opera, Safari, or anything like that. Okay, just a browser. Okay. After you've got a browser, which you should already be having, what I want you to do is I want you to open it up. In my case, I'm using Google Chrome. Okay, and now what I want you to do is I want you to search for Visual Studio Code. And this is not to be confused with Visual Studio. Visual Studio is another one, so its logo looks like this. Okay. We are actually gonna install Visual Studio Code. And click on this link, code.visualstudio.com/download. After that, just select your operating system. In my case, I'm on Windows. Let's wait. So it gives us this little download file. So that actually downloads. There's just a little bit of time left. And once that downloads, I'll be showing you about how you can set it up. So right now, just finish downloading. Click on that. Then it brings up something like this. We can click on I accept the agreement. Next. Then just next again. Then you can just check all of this if you want. I'm not going to create a desktop icon. Next. And then hit install. So this is just going to go ahead and install Visual Studio Code into your computer. So let's actually wait for that to finish, and then I'll be showing you about how you can set it up for web development. It's a very smart IDE. It has like, autocomplete and stuff like that. Okay, just completed. Click on this checkbox which says Launch Visual Studio Code and hit Finish. So I'll just open up Visual Studio Code. And up. Nice. So this is how Visual Studio Code should be looking. Not exactly like this. You'll have like a welcome page or something like that. Now, if you want to get it looking like this, right? So this theme and stuff, then just install the material theme, and then click on install over here, and then click set color theme. And right now I'm using material theme tone light high contrast. And then I'm using the icons. So for me, the icons are actually different. So I'm using the material icons. So you'll just hit install, set file icon theme, and then material icon theme. So now I'm going to be showing you about how you can set this up for web development. Actually, right now, a project is open, so let me try to actually reopen this thing up. Reopen this. Okay, nice. So now after that, what I want you to do is, I want you to do the rest of the stuff, right? So right now is when we will be setting up VS Code for web development. So let's get started. So first of all, before I get started, I just want you to introduce some stuff over here on VS Code. I want to introduce that to you. So the first thing that you will see over here is this activity bar. That's called activity bar. And here you have some options. So the first option is Explorer, where normally you'll create a folder, and then inside of that folder you'll actually open it up in VS Code. And then from VS Code you can actually see the structure of the folder. Then you can open files and stuff like that. Now we have search, which is pretty self-explanatory, so you can just put in some text here that will search through all the files, and if you want you can refold it. Then next is source control, so this is for connecting to Git and all of that stuff, but for this video I'm not going to talk about that. Run, so run, of course, for running it, and then you can also debug. I'm not going to be explaining about this also. And then there's extensions. So this is one of the most important places of VS Code. So let me actually explain what extensions are. So those extensions are things that other people have actually created so that you can actually have like a better experience while using VS Code. So like, some snippet extensions which just give you some nice little snippets or something like that. Okay? So they just make your experience on VS Code better. So that's what they do. They also make it kind of simple, so you don't actually have to, do all of that stuff always. Right? So actually, let me give you an example. For example, like I'm going to talk about this extension called Prettier. So Prettier is like a code formatter which I have installed. So when you write some code, right, it can be messy, maybe it's very clean and stuff like that. But if it is messy, then instead of you going through the whole file, making it clean and stuff like that, right? Instead of doing that, the Prettier extension actually formats your code in a very, very nice way. So that's made your life easier, right? Instead of you going through the whole file and then doing that and this, right? Instead of cleaning it up, right? So that's what extensions are. Okay, now let's continue on. Okay, so let's continue on. So now, over here, as you can see, this little cog icon, so the settings icon, when you click on that, you have all of these options. So the thing that I'm going to talk about now is actually the settings page. Okay, so inside of the settings page, you can actually go ahead and set some settings, right? For example, like auto save, right? I've turned it off, so auto save just actually saves your code automatically. So that's what it does. And then we have some more stuff like format on save, and this is if you have a formatter extension installed like Prettier, which I already said. Then you have, like font family, and then render white space, cursor style, and stuff like that. So you can go through this page if you want. The next thing I'm going to talk about is going to be the command palette. So if you click on this cog icon, you get an option that's command palette. You can actually go to it with Control Shift T. So this is a very useful feature in VS Code. So if you want like the keyboard shortcuts, then you can actually type keyboard shortcuts, and it actually gives this. I don't want that. And also you don't have to complete a word. You can just search for like key shortcut or something, right? Then you'll still get the results. So I'm gonna go to the keyboard shortcuts page. Keyboard. This one, click on that, and I will encourage you to learn as many keyboard shortcuts as you can. And when you learn these keyboard shortcuts, it reduces how much you actually use your mouse, right? To your mouse to actually move around the screen. So When you reduce that, you'll be faster in coding, okay? You'll be a lot quicker in coding. Okay, that's what it does if you actually use keyboard shortcuts instead of doing everything with your mouse. Like if you want to open this up, explore, this, I don't know what this pane is called. This is called activity bar. I don't know what this is called. If you want to open this up, right? Or if you were in the search to open this up, you can do the Control B for toggle. And for like opening the terminal, you can do Control J. The panel down here, okay, you can and then they'll open up your terminal and stuff like that. So you can actually go through all of this, all of these keyboard shortcuts, I would say. So it's gonna make you a lot quicker, guys. Trust me, it's gonna make you 1,000 times more quicker, which is like just insane. So just go through those keyboard shortcuts and then you'll be ready to go. Okay, now let's continue on. Now I'm going to talk more about the settings page. So some settings that I just prefer to turn on. So if you want, you can actually change the font size. Okay, so if you, for example, can't see the text on the editor, then you can actually change this. And then you can change like the font family and then the tab size. So this is how much the indentation should be there before. How much indentation should be there in every single block up and down. Now I also prefer to turn on word wrap. What word wrap does is if you are at the end of the line, right, or at the end of the line, then it just shifts the rest of the code to the next line. So it never goes out of the boundaries of your screen. That's what it does. And that's nice. So if you're creating like a video and the text goes out of the screen, it'll be like a real disappointment for the viewer. Right? So you can do that. And actually, the color theme, let's talk more about this. I was not using the material theme palette high contrast. I was using community material theme high contrast, which kind of looks better, than the material theme palette high contrast, the normal one. So you can actually, take any of these themes that you want. So I'm going to come over here to starting. I have a lot of themes because I've installed them. Okay, so the first one is community material theme lighter. That's coming from that extension itself. You basically won't have it. Then there's like other themes. So if you want, you can actually go through this, see which one you like the most, and you can pick that. Actually go through this. There are a lot, guys. And if you don't like any of these, you can actually install additional color themes. Okay, so just click on that option and you'll be able to actually install additional color themes. For now, I'll just select the theme that I was using. So the community material theme, that's what I prefer. Now let's actually move on to this extensions tab. So these are the most needed extensions for web development. The first one is going to be called JavaScript ES6 code snippets, right? This one. So JavaScript is just a programming language if you did not know. So with this, you can actually just type out a keyword, and then mostly if the keyword is correct, then it's going to suggest you back the snippet. As I said, VS Code actually has autocomplete features, right? So because of that, using the autocomplete features that VS Code actually has built in, this extension is going to suggest you back those code snippets. So I'm going to install it by clicking on the install button, and now it's installed. The next extension I would recommend is Live Server. So Live Server is a must-have extension for web development. So it actually lets you see the changes that you've made, how it actually applies to an app, so your web application. So it lets you launch them. Okay, it lets you launch your web apps, and you can actually see the changes in real time without even need to refreshing the page. Okay, you just hit save, it refreshes automatically. The next extension is going to be live share. What is this extension? Even I already have it installed. So this extension is basically used if you have like a full team of developers and they all want to code together at once, then this extension will be useful. Instead of you, the people in your team actually coding separate, they having their own ideas and stuff like that, right? You can actually combine all of your ideas at the same time by using the live share extension. They can code with you, you can code with them, you can actually start a collaboration session, you can invite them, and all of that stuff. So this is very advanced. So that's the extension that I would recommend. Okay, so now we have reached the last part of this video, which is going to be actually opening a folder and actually working on it. So to open a folder, just click on that. And for this, I'm just going to create a folder called project test. Then I'm going to select that and then hit select folder. Okay. So you can actually add a file to this project by doing Control N. And for saving this file, you do Control F. You can actually save it. So I'm going to call this index.html, index.html. That's popped in. And another way to do this is to click on this new file button over here on this Explorer and then naming it something. So in this case, I'm going to call this app.js. Now, with something called emit, right? So emit is just, okay, let me actually show you. So using emit, which is actually built into VS Code, you can have some nice snippets, kind of snippets. So if you put like an exclamation mark and then you click on this emit abbreviation, that'll convert it to a full HTML boilerplate code template. Okay, so you can type in like input, and then that does that. You can have like a div, and you can make this as complicated as it can be, guys. Like, this is so nice. So like emit. So also I can have like h1, allow world, and then make sure you click on this emit abbreviation. If it does not give you that, let me show you another way. Hello world. If it doesn't show anything, just do Control Shift P for bringing the command palette. Then search for emit expand abbreviation. Click on that and expand, right? So another feature, which I already said, is all of these suggestions, which is called IntelliSense. So this is also built into VS Code. So that's nice. So it actually suggests you back snippets. And that, code, right? So you don't have to type out the whole chunk of code. If I want to have like a div like this, right, and then I hit enter, I can actually do di and it just gives me div. And then also when I close this tag, it automatically puts that, which is very nice, guys. So VS Code is really, really advanced, and that's why I prefer using it also. And that was pretty much it for this video. And with that being said, I hope that you guys actually learned about how you can set up the web development environment on VS Code. So please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, so that I can actually produce more and more videos like this one. And thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.